Misty Raney was always known as one of the toughest and most respected women on television. Her work on Homestead Rescue showed her as strong, smart, and full of positive energy. She could build greenhouses, raise animals, and teach families how to live off the land, all while smiling through the challenges. But one day something changed. Viewers began noticing differences in Misty's appearance and behavior. Comment sections started to fill with whispers and questions. Some fans said she looked tired, while others noticed that she seemed quieter than before. Soon online rumors began to spread like wildfire. Reddit threads, fan pages, and YouTube channels all wanted to know what was really happening to Misty Raney. Was she facing health problems? Was she hiding something? Or was it simply the stress of being on camera all the time? These questions didn't have clear answers, but they caused a lot of speculation. Many people forgot that behind the TV personality was a real woman who worked hard every single day. The rumors became louder and people began saying, "They warned us about Misty Raney." But what did those warnings really mean? As it turned out, the truth wasn't dark or dramatic. It was something more real, more human, and much more important than most people realized. To understand Misty Raney, you have to look back at where she came from. Misty was born and raised in Alaska, one of the toughest environments in the world. Her father, Marty Raney, was already a legend, a survival expert, mountain guide, and builder who had helped construct structures on Mount Denali and even appeared in survival films. Misty didn't grow up with city comforts like shopping malls or movie theaters. Her world was made of forests, mountains, and frozen ground. From a young age, she learned how to grow food in cold weather, build strong homes that could survive snowstorms, and care for animals in harsh conditions. Instead of playing video games, she learned real-life skills that most people only see in movies. When the Discovery Channel started Homestead Rescue in 2016, Misty was the perfect fit. The show followed the Raney family as they helped struggling homesteaders survive and rebuild their dreams. Misty's father, Marty, handled the big construction work, and her brother, Matt, took care of hunting and wildlife issues. But Misty was the heart of the show, the expert who made sure families had food and sustainable gardens. She taught them to make the land work for them, not against them. Her calm confidence and practical advice quickly made her a fan favorite. She was authentic, skilled, and never afraid to get her hands dirty. What made Misty Raney special was her authenticity. Everything she taught on the show came from her own real-life experience. She wasn't just acting for the cameras, she lived that life every single day. At her home in Alaska, she and her husband, Messiah Bilodeau, built their own homestead from the ground up. They raised their son, Gage, in the same environment Misty had grown up in, learning how to live with nature, not against it. Misty's hands weren't the smooth hands of a celebrity. They were rough, strong, and marked by years of hard work. She showed people that you didn't need fancy equipment or expensive tools to live a good life. You only needed knowledge, patience, and dedication. Viewers loved how honest she was. She didn't wear makeup on the show, didn't care about looking perfect, and wasn't afraid to show her struggles. That realness made her stand out from most reality stars. Over time, she became a role model, especially for women who wanted to prove they could do tough physical work too. Fan pages, YouTube channels, and Pinterest boards began sharing her gardening tips and designs. Misty wasn't just a TV personality anymore, she was an inspiration. Her message was simple: anyone can live closer to nature and become more self-reliant if they're willing to learn and work hard. But as Misty's fame grew, the tone of online conversations started to change. People began commenting on her appearance. Some said she looked heavier than before, while others speculated that she might be sick or pregnant. Misty never confirmed or denied anything, but her silence seemed to make the rumors spread even faster. What started as small talk soon turned into gossip videos, online theories, and clickbait titles. Some people even tried to diagnose her health just by watching her on TV, without any real information. The criticism wasn't about her skills anymore. It was about her looks. This was deeply unfair. While men in similar shows rarely face such comments, women like Misty are judged for every small change in appearance. Some fans defended her, saying that focusing on her body instead of her talent was wrong. Others continued to gossip, making wild assumptions. Sadly, the internet can be cruel, and Misty became the latest target of that cruelty. She stopped sharing personal details online, which only fueled more speculation. People wanted to know everything about her health, her home, even her family. Some went too far, trying to find where she lived. What people forgot was that Misty was just trying to live her life and help others. The warnings that people claimed to see were really just misunderstandings caused by online noise. The truth about Misty Raney's so-called problems wasn't about illness, scandal, or secrets. It was about how society treats women in the public eye. Misty's story became an example of how easily people judge others without knowing the facts. Every woman on television is expected to look perfect all the time, even when her job is physically demanding and messy. When Misty gained a little weight or looked tired, people reacted as if it were breaking news. But in reality, she was simply living her life, balancing her work, her homestead, and her family. Homesteading is no easy lifestyle. It takes strength, energy, and constant care. The plants, the animals, and the family all need attention. On top of that, she had the pressure of being filmed for television. That's enough to exhaust anyone. Yet Misty handled it all without complaint or drama. Her silence wasn't weakness, it was strength. She didn't feel the need to explain herself to strangers. Misty's story reveals how damaging constant public scrutiny can be, especially for women who are simply doing their jobs. The so-called warnings people thought they saw weren't signs of danger. They were reflections of society's unfair standards. Being on reality television looks exciting, but it comes with a heavy cost. Every mistake, every bad day, every tired moment gets recorded and shown to millions. For Misty, that meant her private life wasn't private anymore. Fans, critics, and gossip channels all felt entitled to comment on her choices, her looks, and her family. It reached a point where some fans tried to track down her homestead location, searching for clues in photos and videos. Others sent her negative messages or rude comments online. This wasn't fair to Misty or her family. She joined Homestead Rescue to teach people how to live sustainably, not to become a target for online judgment. But Misty never lashed out or tried to defend herself publicly. Instead, she stayed focused on what truly mattered, her work and her values. This shows how strong she really is. Instead of wasting energy on negativity, she kept teaching, kept building, and kept inspiring others. The world could learn a lot from her example. Fame can be temporary, but character lasts forever. Despite all the noise online, Misty Raney never stopped doing what she loved. She continued working on Homestead Rescue, building greenhouses, fixing gardens, and helping families become self-sufficient. In the newer seasons, she looks confident, healthy, and strong, proof that the rumors were meaningless. At home in Alaska, she still lives the homesteading life with her husband and son. They raise their own food, care for their animals, and stay connected to the land. Misty doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Her work speaks for itself. She has taught thousands of families how to grow food, save seeds, and live with nature. She's also shown that women can be just as capable in physical outdoor work as men. Her impact reaches far beyond television. People all over the world have learned from her patience, kindness, and skill. Misty's calm way of handling criticism is also a lesson in itself. She showed that you don't have to fight every rumor or defend yourself against every insult. Sometimes the best answer is to stay silent and let your work speak for you. That quiet strength is what truly defines Misty Raney. The story of Misty Raney is not about scandal or secrets. It's about resilience, integrity, and self-respect. She faced unfair criticism, body shaming, and invasion of privacy, but she never lost her dignity. She continued to do what she loved and stayed true to her beliefs. Her story teaches an important lesson. Fame doesn't give people the right to judge or invade someone's private life. Celebrities are human beings too. They deserve kindness, respect, and space. Misty's journey also shows that real success isn't about looks or popularity. It's about the difference you make in people's lives. Through Homestead Rescue, she has helped countless families rebuild their homes and hope. Her skills and hard work have inspired many to live more sustainably. Years from now, when people remember the show, they won't remember the gossip. They'll remember Misty's gardens, her lessons, and her strength. Many fans admire Misty Raney for her strength and positive energy, but few truly understand what her lifestyle demands. Living on a homestead isn't a peaceful fantasy. It's a 24-hour job. Every single day brings new challenges. In Alaska, where Misty lives, winter can last up to 8 months. That means freezing temperatures, snow that can bury homes, and nights that feel longer than days. Animals still need to be fed, greenhouses must stay warm, and food must be preserved to last until the next growing season. Unlike city life, where people can just drive to a store when they need something, Misty's world depends on preparation and hard work. If something breaks in the middle of the night, a water pipe, a fence, or a generator, she and her family have to fix it themselves. There are no repairmen nearby. This reality explains why Misty looks tired at times on camera. Not because something is wrong, but because she's living a demanding lifestyle. Most people can't imagine the exhaustion that comes from working outside in freezing temperatures or lifting heavy tools for hours. Yet Misty never complains. She loves what she does and chooses it every day. Her physical toughness matches her mental strength. Living close to nature teaches patience, humility, and respect for the earth. That's the lesson Misty shares through every episode of Homestead Rescue. She reminds people that real life isn't about comfort, it's about balance, survival, and appreciation for what we have. Another reason Misty has such a strong spirit is her deep bond with her family. The Raneys are more than a TV family. They're a true team. Her father, Marty, is the foundation of their lifestyle. He taught Misty and her siblings the meaning of hard work and independence. Her brother, Matt, shares her love for nature and adventure. Together, they support each other in ways that most families today rarely do. When they work on a homestead project, you can see the trust and understanding between them. They don't need many words. They just know what the other is thinking. Misty has said in interviews that her father's teaching shaped her entire life. He always believed in practical education, learning by doing, not just reading about it. That's why Misty grew up building cabins, catching fish, and learning to fix broken tools. These experiences gave her not just skills, but confidence. She learned that she didn't need to rely on others for every little thing. Later, when she married Messiah Bilodeau, who also comes from a hard-working background, they built their own life together from scratch. Their son, Gage, is growing up with the same lessons. Misty often says she wants him to understand the value of nature, hard work, and gratitude. The Raneys' family values are what make them different from other TV families. Their connection isn't fake or scripted. It's real, built through shared sweat, laughter, and survival. That authenticity is what makes fans respect them so much. In today's world, where technology dominates every moment, Misty's lifestyle sends a powerful message. She shows that happiness doesn't come from expensive gadgets, luxury homes, or social media fame. Real joy comes from creating something with your hands and seeing your efforts grow. When Misty helps families on Homestead Rescue, she teaches them more than gardening or carpentry. She teaches them to trust themselves again. Many of the families on the show start off feeling hopeless. Their farms are failing, their homes are falling apart, and they doubt they can make it. But when Misty arrives, she brings a sense of calm and direction. Her confidence gives them courage. Through her work, she has helped people reconnect with the earth and with each other. That's a rare and precious thing in our time. Even people who don't live on farms can learn from her philosophy. Misty reminds us to slow down, to appreciate the basics: food, family, nature, and health. She proves that you don't need much to live a full, meaningful life. In a society where people are always rushing, buying, and competing, her quiet way of living feels like a breath of fresh air. And maybe that's why her story resonates with so many. Because deep down, we all crave the peace and simplicity that she lives every day. It's easy to admire Misty for her strength, but that doesn't mean her life has been easy. There have been moments of fear, exhaustion, and failure. On Homestead Rescue, not every project goes perfectly. Sometimes crops die, materials break, or weather ruins everything. But Misty always finds a way to move forward. She once said that failure isn't something to fear. It's part of learning. That's a powerful lesson not just for homesteading,